gonna take you through 7 days of Daniel fast inspired meals. In case you don't know what a Daniel fast is, it's a fast inspired by Daniel from the Bible. So Daniel was someone in the Bible who, at the time, the Israelites been conquered by another, can't remember who, Babylonians? I don't know, hard to keep track. Anyway, someone else was in charge and they were trying to get them to bow down to their rules and make them worship their God and do these things and do this stuff, wanting them to eat certain food, and Daniel refused. And at first they said, you're gonna be weaker than everyone else. And he's like, no, give me just vegetables and grains and then test me. So him and I think some of his friends had this diet and they ended up being healthiest and did the best and clearly favored. So the Daniel fast basically is no meat, no dairy, no eggs, no sugar, no alcohol, no caffeine, no other things as well. But basically fruits, vegetables, whole grains, you can have brown rice, not white rice. You can have oats, you can have things like that. So here are some ideas of Daniel fast inspired meals. Day 1, for breakfast, I had pumpkin pie overnight oats, which I prepared the day before. I can attach a recipe below for this, but I made it overnight and then I just poured it out and then I topped it with some fruit, and this was tasty. Oh, and I made a tea as well. For lunch, I had a kale salad, which is always a very easy lunch to throw together. The key about kale is you have to massage it in oil, or otherwise your body can't even absorb the nutrients of it. And I feel like that's a game changer because it doesn't taste good unless you massage it. And I usually do it in olive oil and lemon. So that is my tip for kale, and I feel like it's a huge game changer. Also, massaging it with avocado sounds weird, but it kind of makes a creamy dressing, and I highly recommend doing it. It's kind of messy, but it's worth it. And then I just threw on top whatever I had around, and then I grated some carrots, and it was very colorful. Some beets, and it's also kind of beautiful. Added some almonds for some crunch, and it was good. Dinner, I had a vegetarian chili, and I actually made this for a bunch of my friends who were coming over. So I kind of forgot to get an end point result photo video. So I apologize, and that's why I'm making huge portions here. And when I did this, I ate off of it for a couple of days. So the good thing about a lot of these meals, if you make big portions, you can have that for lunch the next day or even a couple days. With beans, I'd always recommend rinsing them. Day 2, started with oatmeal. I feel like oatmeal is just one of the easier breakfasts to have when on the Daniel fast. And so definitely get some oats and have those handy. And then this is some of the flavoring I like putting in. So turmeric, cinnamon, nutmeg, a little bit of ginger, and it's very tasty. I recommend. And fruit becomes your best friend during the Daniel fast. Have lots of fruit on hand, super helpful. I forgot to get the footage of me filming this soup, but leek and potato soup, delicious, so good. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm new to this whole filming thing, so please have grace with me. I had curry that night. Day 3, so I did a smoothie. Also, made a mistake. I pulled out the whey protein and then realized that I'm not using that because that's not Daniel fast friendly. So please ignore that. But these are these acai packets from Trader Joe's. They're really good in smoothies as well, and high in antioxidants, so always good. This was an experiment one day. I just had kale and blood orange and couscous, and I whipped it together into a salad, and I burned the couscous a little bit, but it was still really good and really interesting actually. I enjoyed this. Again, massaging it, because again, definitely wash your hands before doing this, but it makes all the difference, I promise. the faces I make while cutting things is quite funny, I will say. That's my blood orange. I feel like I'm glad I experimented with blood orange. Blood orange is kind of fun, but definitely messy, but tasty, and I don't know, adds a unique spin to a meal. I also love lemon, and adding that to salads and to a lot of different things. So great thing to have. Oh, and I have mint that grows wildly on the side of my house, and I'm so thankful to God for that provision. And I have a parsley plant that God has like multiplied. Also so grateful for that. And a great tip to like save money on herbs if you can grow some yourself. Oh, I'm like obsessed with the smell of parsley. Is anyone else like that? Someone please validate my feelings and let me know I'm not the only one who's obsessed with the smell of parsley, because I am. So, yeah. Yeah, so colorful, so good. I think it would have been better if I let the couscous cool down a little bit more, but I was hungry. So, yeah. This was a veggie pasta I made for dinner. I used brown rice pasta. It was very good. I used just a bunch of different veggies. I had a mixture of fresh veggies and frozen veggies. Sorry, can't talk. And it was very good. Definitely hit the spot. I feel like it was interesting doing these Daniel fast meals. You get really creative and resourceful, and you're like, hey, actually I'm very satisfied. Nutritional yeast was good too to add. It has a little bit of a cheesy flavor. Day 4, yeah, again, oatmeal. Lots of oatmeal. I definitely recommend, again, oatmeal. And same kind of deal that I did before, so kind of a repetition. And yeah, fruit. The fruit is helpful. Yeah, I feel like when you're doing Daniel fast, like fruit becomes your candy, and you learn to appreciate fruit a lot. So that's very good. Yeah, I had some leftovers from that dinner. I will also say that it was hard to find food at that restaurant that was perfectly Daniel friendly. It did have white rice, but it was the best thing on the menu, and I think it's okay to have a little bit of grace with yourself. So, but this was very tasty, and I had some butternut squash and some green beans, and so I kind of doctored it up, and it was very tasty. Lentils is something I make often anyways. Super rich in iron, so especially good for you ladies if it's the time of the month. It's also just very comforting and warming, and pretty easy to make. You can like make also a big batch and have it for a couple of days. And I use a lot of veggies that I have, and it's always a tasty thing to have. And oh my gosh, this is really good over a bed of spinach. And if you put a little avocado, drizzle some parsley, some lemon, and it's delish. Highly recommend. So tasty. Day 5. I invented this little veggie scramble with hash browns, and oh my gosh, it's actually really good. So I just used a bunch of veggies that I had. And then some hash browns, and then I also put some like hummus on top, some lemon, some avocado. Very tasty and nutritious, and I make big portions of it because like vegetables don't fill you up as much as other foods, so also lots of nutrients. So very tasty, highly recommend. I got some fresh parsley. I feel like I have clips later on of my parsley. It's like grown so much, and again, so grateful to God. So he knows how much I love parsley. He really does. He was like, I will give you parsley, and I'm very grateful for that parsley. Thanks, Jesus. Is anyone else addicted to parsley? No, just me. Oh, the avocado, honestly, so good. There's the hummus. Yum. This was very tasty. Then I made these like burrito bowl things. kind of like fajita style. Some brown rice, some black beans, a guacamole, again more parsley because we all know how I feel about parsley. Oh, and lime. Oh, and I had some salsa. This was like a mango salsa, and it was very spicy for me, but very tasty. So good. I didn't get a lot of clips of filming this, I apologize, but I used a curry sauce, sweet potato, chickpeas, put some spinach in there. It was very simple, but very tasty, and made big quantities. Had multiple portions of this. And then day 6, I did some muesli with fruit and with oat milk. Very simple. This is kind of like one of the easiest breakfasts I found that I could have during the Daniel fast. And yeah, it was good stuff. I recommend. I feel like oats become your friend during the Daniel fast. Oh, and chia seeds too. Yay for fruit. Very simple, very good. Couscous salad. Okay, like I'm kind of really getting into couscous right now. I picked some mint from the side of my house, praise the Lord, and I put a bunch of things. I put like tomato and cucumber and lemon and garlic and green onion and more parsley. It was so good. I made a lot of portions of this as well. So I'm trying to give you multiple meals ideas, but multiple of these meals, you know, you can make big portions of and would last you multiple days. And then I ended this with a veggie ramen with a friend. Thank you so much for following along with my Daniel fast journey, and I hope you got some good ideas, and good luck with your fast. God bless. Bye.